Well, g'day tubes, how's she hanging? Pretty good here. Got a home video for you today, if you know what I mean. I had a little problem the other day with my FS90R 4-mix trimmer. That was new. I think this is my 4th year on it now, and that's about usually all I get out of them, it seems. About 4 years, and then they start acting up. But what I did was I went to my buddy's place here in town that sells the Stihl stuff, and I got a replacement carburetor. We were kind of talking about it, and he says, you know, it sounds like the fuel metering diaphragm has gone hard. I'm like, 3 years, this is the 4th year, probably has. It's had a lot of use, and you know, a lot of ups and downs and backs and forths. So I know we were having problems with our 130 split shaft trimmer. Some of you guys had commented and left comments saying, oh, you can just get a whole new carburetor and put it on. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll try that with this 90. So I got a new carburetor from them, brand new. Put it on, and it seemed to be better. It seemed to be a lot better. So I haven't really given it a whole lot of running yet, but I did one section back there, and it seemed a lot better. So what it was doing was, you'd be going along, and like when I start trimming, I'll start at 1 stone and just basically keep her like half throttle where I feel comfortable. It's not blowing the weeds all over me, and basically keep her going on that 1 speed the whole way up the row. So anyways, what it was doing was, you get going, and all of a sudden it would just kind of and come back again, right? Bog out a bit. So he was figuring it was that metering diaphragm in there. So we're gonna pull the old carburetor apart. I've put on a new one. Like I said, I got a new carburetor and I got a rebuild kit. So we're gonna put the new, I put the new carburetor on and ran it. It seemed good. So now I've got the old carburetor that's off it, and we're gonna tear it apart and rebuild it. So a little bit of a rebuild for you here, rebuild video for you for a carburetor. Should be good. So we got a little table set up out here. The only thing I won't be able to do tonight is if I have to blow it out with air. I do have air here, but the kids are in bed right now, and I don't really want to fire the air compressor up right to blow it out. So we'll have to do that when they're awake, maybe the next day or whatever. We'll figure it out anyway. So it's probably going to need a little bit of a clean blowout and everything, so I'll have to maybe do that. But anyways, let's get you set up on the table out here, and we'll start the tear down and see how things are looking, and see if maybe the diaphragm is hard or what's going on with it. And off we go. So let's get at her. Okay, so I should probably put you guys on this tripod on a little piece of wood or something, because I've got it on the foamy stuff. It's not very clean towel, is it? Oh, it's been a little bit. I got it on the foamy stuff. I got some of those foam tiles on my floor here just for a bit of cushioning and stuff, and if I touch the tripod it's gonna flop around a lot. So I don't think I have a big enough piece of wood, so we'll just have to make do. But anyways, okay, so yeah, I bought the new carburetor, and it looks just like this guy here. Trouble is, it was pretty darn expensive. Even he thought, holy cow, that's expensive. I found them online, and it was what they call aftermarket, so it's not a genuine, it probably was, but it's not a genuine carburetor, I guess, anyways. And it was like 30 odd bucks. This one was quite a bit more. It was like 74, but that's right from the dealer, right? So seemed like a lot to me, but anyways, what can we do? So what I'm going to do first of all is, because you guys may remember I have a horrible memory, and I want to take some pictures of this thing first here, so I know what it looks like when it goes back together. Just take a few shots here, just because I have no memory. So anyways, I'll be able to look back on the video if I have to. But, so I got my special little kit here. I'll zoom you back here a little bit. That's just a Princess Auto special. It comes with a whole bunch of little screwdriver. Let's open her up here. Comes with a whole bunch of little screwdriver bits, the little driver thing there, extension, and then these little kind of wrench things, and then these are the important ones down here. That 4mm right there is the one you need for adjusting this carburetor. The carburetor, they've changed from, well, from my 131 to this one. It's a little bit different carburetor, and they changed to the 4mm hex nut driver. I don't know if you can see that in there, but tiny little guy anyways. And to adjust your needles, that's what you need. Now, you're not really supposed to have these. It's supposed to be really hard to get these, although this kit seemed to have one that fits really good. So I'm like, okay. But I think, what was he telling me? One of the things was they changed, I think, was it him or the John Deere guy telling me? They sell the Stihl stuff too. Telling me that they changed that so not just everybody can just go and adjust their stuff, and it ruins the tune that they have on it, and it affects the emissions. So yeah, we need to start by taking the diaphragm side off. I'm curious to see what it looks like now that he says it's probably gone hard. He was telling me there's something else in here too. I said to him, well, when I prime it, it wouldn't fill the bulb right up. And he's like, oh, that's probably the check valve. There's a little check valve in here. Now I can't exactly remember where he said it was. It's one of these little holes in here or something that squirts the fuel through. He says there's a little check valve and a little ball or something in there, and it'll get, you know, worn out basically, and it's pretty much throw the carburetor out, because then it won't hardly prime at all, right? So it sounds like it's still working. Let's see here before we take that off. Yeah, it's got a vacuum. But the new carburetor, when I pushed this on, like my finger on here and pushed it, it actually built up pressure. No, that's the suck line. I can't remember now. But anyways, it built up pressure there. Well, that one keeps going, so it's probably got a problem in the ball. Little ball valve in there. So I'm going to flip around my little thing there so I can put all the screws into it. So while we're working on this, taking this off, we'll give you a little what's been going on. Man, we've had rain this summer like you guys would never believe. You seen that one video I put up a while ago there where we had that big flood, and we went out to Grand Valley there, and there was a big flood out there. We've had 2 rains since. That's not been quite as bad as that, but bad enough that things are flooding again. I had one rainstorm this morning today that was just absolutely brutal out there. Oh, don't rip the gasket. I've got all new ones here. But, it was absolutely brutal out there. I'm like, what is going on this year with this rain? Okay. So just before I go too much further, I just want to take another picture because I usually forget how these things go on too. Okay. So that's the diaphragm there. And it's looking a little weird. I wouldn't say it's tremendously good. Oh. And there's the little metal backer plate. I don't know if I can get this off without wrecking it. Oh, it's there, okay. So we got a little bit of shrapnel here. We'll have to try to get it all cleaned off. So the kit comes with the new needle, and then all this assembly in here. We'll take that off last. So far it's not looking too dirty. So that's good. This is, I believe, the pressure side. There's a big hose. When it fits on the machine, it fits onto this hose, and I think that gives it a little bit of pressure in this side. I'm pretty sure I got a picture of this one already, but I'll just take another one. Maybe. Okay, camera, what are you doing? Take a quick picture so I know which way. Everything goes back because my memory is shot. So there's a few gaskets here too. It all comes in this kit. I'll show you this kit here I got. This kit's for many different models. This one, right up to the 130, it's the RB165 from Stihl if you're looking for it. And this is a Zama, I think, carburetor, if I'm remembering that right. So yeah, there's all the little bits, you know, little actuator dewey. Comes with all these Welsh plugs and stuff too. They're all kind of glued in. He says, don't take those out, just leave those in. I'm like, okay. Oh, I didn't think I had enough screwdriver there. Oh, that one wasn't super tight. Vacuum leak maybe too. Possibly. And screws that are way too long. Are you kidding me? Oh, that was out. So this machine probably has, ooh, GC, I told you. Sorry, has probably about, there's a spring under here or something. Yeah, I have to remember where this goes back on to. This machine probably has about 300 and something hours on it. Sorry for the phone in your face, I just don't want to move it around too much. Probably has about 300 and something hours on it. And he says, he was telling me that these engines are only rated for about 400 hours, so that's a little wet in there, and it's a little dirty-ish, but it's not too bad. Another big Welsh plug in there. That could actually probably stay on there so I know which way it goes back on. Oh, there's a bit of crub in there. See the crub? You can have the smallest piece of garbage in these things and it'll just destroy how it runs. So that could be part of the problem. It feels like a bit of sandy stuff almost. Boy, how would that get through everything? Okay, well, we'll just leave that there and I'll put all that back together when we get her cleaned out here. But there is so many tiny little passages in this thing. A little bit of dirt there could ruin your day, but the little screen in here doesn't look bad, so that looks kind of like sand almost, you know, to me. Kind of some coarse chunks of sand there. Now, he said not to take those out, the needles out, but I think I'm going to attempt it. Because there's a little bit of dirt in there. I want to kind of see what it is. So, now, I wonder if I can kind of reset those from a really good picture here. Let me just pull this out of the camera for a second. Just want to see if I can get a nice close-up picture. And then maybe possibly just reset those to where they were. I kind of doubt it, but I wonder if I should take out the needle here first. So this might be a two-part video. Maybe just taking it up tonight and then doing a rebuild video for you of it. Okay, we'll just dump that out right there. I know how that goes back together. That's alright. And it doesn't look horribly bad, but I think I will see. Oh, I'll switch deweys again here. See if I can get the needles out here too. So this isn't the very best screwdriver. You could screw those back in and count how many screws you have in. But there's nothing really to reference on here how many you've done, so I guess we could go with the 4.0. Now this is the high side. I should probably write this down or I will forget. Let me just grab a paper and a pencil here. Okay, let's see what we come up with here. We'll start with the 4 right up, as close as we can here. So, it's going to be hard to see though. There's 1 turn, 2 turns, 2 and say 2 3/4 for the high, so we have to back that out. 2 3/4. High is 2 3/4. Okay, so we'll just back that right out. The new carburetor, when I put it on, it was pretty good. It fired right up. No problems. Okay, so I don't know if these are both going to be the same type of needle, but I'm just going to put a little H for the high speed there, and then the L for the low speed there. And the low speed is probably in a lot further, so there's it's like 1 turn out. I'm just going to keep it at that. The low speed it's pretty easy to adjust again. So we'll have a look at these little needles when I get them out too here, so I can get you a bit closer to them. Let's see here now if they look identical. And I believe the low is just a hair bit longer. Very interesting. Guess it goes further into the carburetor. Okay, so the low was about 1 turn, and it's the longer need. Okay, so that's a little crumbly in there, so we'll probably clean all that out. Now, this kit does come with a new little screen. A little screen that punches in there, and that's where the main fuel, I believe it was, that comes in there. But it's not too bad, so I don't think I'm going to screw with it. I can see air right through. There's a hole, the hole that goes right through there where the fuel comes through that screen, so it must come in this line and then up and through and through the needle there, and then it's, you know, it's kind of neat how they all work. But man, I'd love to see how they build these things. Holy jeez, so many tiny little passages on them, eh? See if I can get you in a bit closer. You can look at all these little wee passages, and you know, little vacuum ports and stuff on it to make it work properly and stuff. You know, the fuel's got it. There's, okay, so where was it? He was telling me where that little ball check valve thing was. I can't really remember. It might have been in here. I think that's it, maybe there. You can see that little ball there. It's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if I can get to zoom that way any better. Yeah, there you can see the little ball there. So I think that's something to do with the primer. And that primes into the carburetor here, right? But then there's also a bypass that goes back to the tank, I believe it is. So pretty sweet. There's a lot of thought in these things too, eh? Little passages there and stuff. Like, holy frickin' crap. So we can see down in there, it's pretty dirty. So I'll probably take this down to my workshop maybe and blast it down there at the work. Tomorrow I'll give it some cleaner and stuff. And maybe let it soak for a little while. And it should free everything up. But he says not to take out these Welsh plugs, so leave them in. I'm like, okay. I presume they're for something else, like a different setup or whatever. I don't really know. He didn't really say, but so yeah, there we go. That's a model number there, S174. The 435A. We weren't too sure what that meant, but this almost looks like it's, I guess it's in a mold, because you can see like the line here, right? The mold line. So I'm like, oh, cool. So, and then that's the type of carburetor. I think it was a C1Q, if I remember right too. But we got a little bit of crubby stuff to clean up, but we'll get her cleaned up get her looking a little better, hopefully, and keep this as like a spare, so I'll have a spare if, you know, I need be. I'm gonna do another little part of this video too. Good guy back here in the cemetery actually owned plots back here. He was quite upset with the outcome, we'll say, of what happened. Was quite upset actually over it, I think. His name's Mike anyways. He didn't want me to tell his last name, but that's fine. But he does own plots back here. He owns quite a few plots actually. And he was pretty upset about that, but anyways, he not exactly too sure why, but he owns a FS90R with the bike handles, the ones that, you know, you hold like this and use the machine this way. And he's like, geez, have you got a use for it? I'm like, yeah, I could probably use it. You know, I love these machines. They're awesome. It's pretty much all I run are these Stihl machines. The 4Mixers, I like them a lot. So he's like, okay, good. I've got one. I'm going to bring it out to you. I'm like, what? You're going to bring me out your machine? He's like, yep, you can have it. I'm like, okay, thanks, Mike. So he brings it out. It's like brand new. He hardly uses it. He's like, yeah, what did he say to me? He liked the smaller machine better. So this one was just too big. He says he didn't feel comfortable, didn't like using it or something. So he's like, yeah, you can use it. You go right ahead. I'm like, holy crap. So it's, I'll bring it up to the house here and show you. Maybe we'll do a little buzzing around out here with it and stuff. I'm not really used to the bike handle ones, so the bike handles are like, you know, the two like handles instead of, you know, holding it on the handle. It's hard to show you. Hold it in the handle here and you throttle back here. You hold it here and you run it this way. It's really weird, but I could easily convert it because I've got actually the handle that I'm using on this FS90 of mine now was from the last FS90 we had that the engine wore out. I kept the handle and switched it, so I still actually got a brand new handle and throttle and all that attachment for like a spare basically. And I'm like, well, the handle, when I got the new machine, I'm like, the handle and stuff's still good. I don't really need to change that. So we just ended up keeping it, but and taking it off, and I still got a new handle. So if I can't get along with the bike handle, I could switch it over. So, but yeah, geez, sweet. Thanks, Mike. Anyways, for that, that's pretty awesome. You give me that. Holy cow. I think he maybe used it maybe twice at the most, by the looks of it to me anyways. So, but anyways, that's a little bit of a tear down there. There's really not a whole lot to them. It's just when you put her back together, you gotta try to get all these silly things all lined up. They're all kind of stuck together now, eh? But yeah, this thing, I'm gonna pull out the new one here. I'll show you the comparison here, but you can hear it's kind of hard, eh? So that won't be helping. Now, let's open up this one here. And it's sitting right here. That's the new diaphragm. Now, what happens, never used to really have too much problem with this kind of a problem with these machines because we didn't put ethanol in our gas back, you know, a long time ago. We never put ethanol in, so I don't know. This one you can't really hear it making the noise, right? A little bit, but you can just tell by the pliability of it, it's much more rubberier feeling. This one's kind of gotten a little stiff, so it makes the machine have to work a lot harder to pump that fuel. That's basically what that is. It gets impulses, right? And it sucks fuel in and then so yeah, so that'll probably be a good thing to replace, but you can even see the difference here. Some of this will be from the gasket holding it too, but it's definitely not sitting where it should be. It should be kind of up, sort of kind of thing, and this one's, you can even see the difference in the color, right? So unfortunately the ethanol eats stuff like this and it hardens it. It's a lot, I don't know what it is that's in it. It's probably a lot more alcohol or whatever the heck it is that's in it anyways. It's a lot harder on these, even the gaskets and stuff, it's a little harder on them, and especially these little membrane things, it's pretty tough on them too. So, but and then this side here, I don't know what shape it'll be in. It sounds pretty hard too. sounding too good, so not sounding too good. And then this piece here, that's, oh, there's a little, look at that. Don't know if that was in there before or I just picked that up, but there is a little piece of junk in there. Don't know what that is. It's like a, I don't know. I don't know what it was. And these things are pretty cool because it'll, you know, with the holes and the lining up holes and stuff there, it's pretty easy to get it back together again. Basically, shebang. Oh, come on, making me look stupid. Maybe I did it wrong. Yeah, there we go. That's better. That's more better. So yeah, that'll be the vacuum side, I believe, if I'm right. Because there'll be a vacuum pulled on this, you know, from the crankcase, from the piston going up and down. And that basically is doing like that in there, which in here will be pumping gas and stuff to this too as part of the suction system. Now this thing should be fine. These are like a different kind of a plasticky kind of stuff. It should be still fine, but I think the kit comes with all these new pieces here too. Yeah, it does. There's the round piece, and there's this other piece here. That's the other one there, so we'll throw all that in too, I guess. Yeah. So that's good. But anyways, we'll call her day today, I guess. I'll take this down and give her some fluid, and, you know, spray a bit in here, make sure it comes out the passage, and spray a bit down here, make sure it, you know, comes out. And needle wise, I think we'll be fine. They don't look too bad. They look pretty good, really. But there's the head on it there. So that's where the little, where'd my screwdriver thing go here? Oh no, there. So that's the little guy that goes on there, right? You make your adjustment. They usually just cut a slot in the top of these and you just use a little flat blade screwdriver, but apparently no more. So yeah, when I first got the last 4Mix, it had this on it. And I'm like, oh crap, how the heck am I going to adjust this now when I have to? I don't want to have to take it all the way to the dealership just to get them to adjust it. That's stupid. So I did a bit of research, and you know, I thought, you know what? I've got some RC car tools that will probably work. So sure enough, I went and got the tool and played around a bit, found this one, fits great. I'm like, sweet, excelente. So anyways, we will clean that out and do a rebuild video for you. Hopefully I can get that done all right. Should be all right, just a little bit of thinking ahead. You know, this is pretty good here, I think. Sounds funny. Now this will come apart too. If you had to replace the primer bulb, this will just all pull out. And then your primer bulb just pulls out of there. Now, remember when we did our 130 carburetor? I bought a whole bunch of tank vents and about 5 of these primer bulbs. And for some reason I cannot find them now. I have no idea where they went. So anyways, I think that one's still fine. But yes, the ethanol is hard on these too, and eventually that'll get cracked in it, and then it'll just kind of start leaking and then not really working at all. So, but anyways, there we go. Thanks again for watching. We'll do a rebuild video for you soon here on this thing, and then we'll have a nice spare carburetor. So she's dismantled now. We just got to do a little bit of cleaning. It doesn't really look too bad, just that little bit of crud that was in here. So it makes me want to really make sure this passage here really doesn't look too good. I'll see if I can get a quick zoom in on that for you. Kind of dark in there to see, but yeah, we'll give her a cleaning. Put some spray cleaner in it, and carburetor, Carburator I think it's called, I use for that. It works pretty good. Dissolves the crap and loosens it up a bit, and you can get in there and spray, and then a little bit of air too will help, right? So she should be good to go. But anyways, thanks again for watching. You guys have a good day, and we'll catch you later.